Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder, and it's been a bit since I have talked to you. Things have been crazy as usual. So here's what we're going to do today. I actually, believe it or not, I have an FFO. I have a half-finished FFO. I've got some other finishes to show you that are not FFO'd. I've got some progress. No new starts. I don't think I have any new starts. I've really been focusing more on finishing things right now. I'm just in that mood. After that, I've got my marketplace haul to show you. I have my shelf tour. We're going to do that today. I've got a learning piece, and I have some books to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first I will show you my full FFO. So this first one is a gift for a housewarming gift for one of my coworkers. So this is from Cheryl McKinnon, her Home Sweet Home book. Cheryl McKinnon is the designer of Tiny Modernist. If you love Tiny Modernist, you will love this book. There are so many charts in here, and they're just absolutely beautiful. So the one I FFO'd is actually the one that's on the front here, but I did my own color conversion. I did this on a piece from XJU Designs. I think it's Witch's Brew. And here it is. So this is just a thrifted frame. Thrifted from my mother-in-law's house when she moved. So here we go. I'm going to bring it in and show you guys. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Those letters were so much fun. I really loved doing those. The houses were great. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. And now that I've showed it to you guys, I can actually give it to her. So I'm probably going to give it to her. I know we have a meeting on Friday coming up, which is Halloween. So I'm probably going to give it to her that day. Okay, my next, this is my half FFO. So this is from Sprouting Lupine, called Greenwashing. It was in the Stitchers Collective Earth Day bundle that she put out in 2023. So here it is. This is how I'm finishing it. I just need to do the pulling on the back here to get the this in the back, you know, because this will be like, you won't be able to see it. It'll be like that. So this was also my own conversion. I used, I think, primarily Forbidden Fiber Co. and maybe some Roxy Floss. It was just I think it was 5 colors of green. And I love how it turned out. I can't say this was the easiest hoop to finish in, because it was really tough to get it straight, since it's a very high tension, and you like really can't move it once it's in there. So I did my best. It's definitely in the middle, but it's a little bit high, like down further up here. I wish I could move it up a little bit, but there's just, it's very finicky. So that's that one. Okay, my next finish, this is also a conversion, is Sampler Seasons Winter from Blueberry Ridge Designs. So this is what the original looks like. And first of all, I have to give a massive, massive thank you to Jessica from down Allison Road. I could not have finished this without her help. She came through for me with the Evil Queen floss. I was not going to have enough. So this is how it turned out, and I'm absolutely thrilled with how it turned out. Only 3 colors, but they're absolutely beautiful. Yes, very happy with this one. So that is an FFO. Not an FFO, that's just a finish. Not sure what I'm going to do with that one yet. Alrighty, what is next? All right. Oh, I do have a UFO that I'm going to put up for adoption. So, as I got this one out to do it, I really don't like my fabric choice on here. but it's a beautiful chart, and I will send you the fabric and the chart, not the floss, but I'll send you the fabric and the chart if you would like to adopt it. So the chart is Jane Trelaw 1852 from Little Robin Designs. It's a great chart. I don't want to redo any everything I've done, and I also don't want to work on this fabric anymore. So it's a piece of printed Aida. I think it's a 16 count. It could be 18 count. No, you know what? It's 18 count because I was doing it one strand. So this must be 18 count. So this is what I have done. This is how far over it goes. So this is the amount of stuff you have on that side. So I we'll give this to someone who would like to adopt it. Again, here's the chart. It is really pretty. If only one person puts down, you get it. If more than one person puts down, then I will do a random pick for it. So if you are interested in it, just use the word Robin in your comment, and you will be you'll have the chance to adopt this piece. Progress. All right, so like I said, I've been working on focusing on things that on existing whips. So the first thing I worked on is Tales of the Swamp Dragon from Flossie Foxshot. This is from the Adventure Collection from Starlight Stitchery, and this is what the original looks like. I'm doing my own conversion, and this is being done on a piece of Peach Cobbler from Millennial Fabric, and it is a 36 count, and I'm doing it 2 over 2, and this is what I have done so far. Getting close to a finish on this one. There's just so many color changes that I needed. Oh, you know what it was? For some reason my eyes were having a really hard time with the linen, so I had to set this one aside, but it's pretty close to done. It's just like these side motifs. The dragon's done and the mouse is done. The dragon obviously was the biggest part there. I am so happy with how he turned out. I really like my conversion. He's gorgeous. I love dragons. All right, so that one's close to a finish. Just had to set it aside so I could give my eyeballs a rest. All right, then I worked on Happy Mood Points Sampler Christmas. Looks like this. And I am doing my own conversion to fun Christmas colors. This is on a piece of 14 count Aida, Charles Craft Aida, and it is going to be very, very close margins. So I love, this is one of my older whips and I really love it. So right about the halfway point now, almost. And I did, what I worked on was the alphabet section here. I think it was just the alphabet section. This part here. And isn't this fun? I think I might have done this part too. I can't remember. I try to work on a full motif and then like anything that's around it. But I have several pages done now. Look at this. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. I have made mistakes, but I've been able to fudge just like some counting mistakes. So I've done some fudging. Look how pretty it is. Oh, I love it so much. No idea what I'm going to do with it since the margins are so close. I don't know. We'll see once it's done. All right, worked some more on the Hello Kitty bear that I'm doing for my Olivia for Christmas. So this is going to be turned into an actual, like a bear. I'm going to have my mom help me with that. And this is done on a piece of 18 count. I think it's called War Raw. It's a weird name. I think it's Wara from Fox and Rabbit. Maybe Warsaw. No, I think it's Wara. So this is where I am. Added in a bunch of the brown up there, here, finished out the bow there. So this is just a lot of fill-in. Like, I don't even need to look at a pattern at this point. Everything's outlined. I'm doing my own conversion. So I just need to fill it all in, and I feel like it's going to take forever, but I really need to have it done by like the beginning of December. So that is where I got with that. And I think just one more, because I've been working on another one that's in my Q-snap and I don't want to take it out, so I'll just show you guys that next time. So this next one is from Forest Embroidery. I will put the picture of it over here, and I got this as a kit from them. Their stuff is beautiful. I love Forest Embroidery's charts, number one. And after hearing so many people rave about it, I was like, I need to get some of the floss from them. And their floss it's amazing. If you can get your hands on Forest Embroidery materials, please do. So I think that this is 36 count on whatever. It came with it. Like I said, this was a kit. So it came from them. And I'm doing 2/2 on it. And here is where I am. And I just think this is so pretty. I love bees so much. So I had the middle motif done there. So what I did this time was I added in all of this up here and all of this down the side. This is what had been done previously. So all of that was my progress. Very pretty. Okay, so that is all I have to show you progress-wise. All right, let's take a look at my market haul. Very excited. Actually, it's mostly market. There's some other stuff in here too that I picked up. So, all right. Okay, first of all, and I should say I got my market haul. I've got everything from Millennial Fabrics. They are my favorite ONS, run by Sarah and her husband, Nate, and I highly recommend them. They are on FlossTube as Millennial Stitchers, and then they have a website, Millennial Fabrics, and they're also on Facebook. All right, so first of all, Pirate and Robin. They had out some new colors and some existing colors, and everything that Sarah had posted, I went ahead and got, because I've never used Pirate and Robin, but I always hear the Thread Gremlins talk about them. So I'm just going to show you what they were. So this is Pigeon. Look how pretty that is. Ah, love that. Watermelon. These are pretty true to color too, believe it or not. Noelle. Mushroom. Wish I had, let's see. I'm going to use this to hold it. Okay. Lagoon. Harvest Gold. That's really pretty. Hearth. Foam. Dark Copper. Cobblestone. Bog Witch. Apricot. And the last one is Blush. So those are the Pirate and Robin, and I'm super excited to do something with these. I don't know what I'm going to use them on yet. But happy to have these in my collection. I need to make them I always store my fancy floss on floss rings. They hang on the back of my door by designer. So, all right, that is the Pirate and Robin. Then this is not Market. I'm just going through stuff as I guess we're going to go through all the floss first. So I put in an order to hand dyed by Rolanda because I had run out of the Evil Queen, and I thought maybe I'd find something similar to it. There wasn't anything similar to it. I'll show you what I got that was closest to it, and it would not have worked. So I got 2 big hanks. I got, it's her one of a kind, so there is no name for it. So I got this hank. This is one that I thought might come close to Evil Queen, but it really didn't. I mean, it would have been an okay substitute, I guess, but I'm happy I was able to get the actual Evil Queen. So thank you again, Jessica. So that hank, and then I got this giant hank, which was also one of a kind. Isn't that pretty? So I figure I'll use these on something that was monochrome that I'm going to change colors with. Then I also decided to go ahead and get her, apparently she does a Floss of the Month club that's all one of a kind flosses also, and so I decided to go ahead and try that out also. So that came with 5. So it has this one, and whoops, this one, and this one, which is very, very similar to that hank I got. And that one, and this one. So this was the Floss of the Month for, it was either September or, I think it must have been September. So hand dyed by Rolanda's Floss of the Month club. All right, then I got my Gentle Arts Floss of the Month club through Millennial Fabrics, and this is for, I think this was September's. I have such a hard, I don't know if it was September or October. So this time I got Ragdoll, Morning Glory, Cotton Candy, Sable, and Storm Clouds. So that is the monthly Gentle Arts. All right, that is all the floss I have to show you. The fabric of the month, I get my fabric of the month, the Fox and Rabbit through GaRon Stitchery. I get the 18 count Ada. So this is called Lunar, and it looks like this. Can't really see the model. There is some modeling in there, slight modeling. Yeah, you can see it. That's more of the color there. Yeah, pretty. A nice neutral. For a second, I literally thought I hadn't pressed play, or hadn't pressed record, and I was going to be so mad. Okay, all right, let's look at charts. I got so many charts. Did I buy too many charts? Probably. Okay, so first up from Counting Petals, this is the Patchwork Angel, and I need to do this one for my niece for Christmas. I'm going to turn this one into a pillow for her. This is for Olivia's sister, Ava. So we've got that. From Primitive Hair, I have Coven at the Beach, which I think is so cute. Look at those witches. I kind of love it. And along with that, I went ahead and got the fabric, that's specialty fabric from them. Oh, it comes with the buttons too. Well, it comes with buttons from Come Sit a Spell. Did I get that? I don't know. We'll have to see. This is the fabric that's called for on this chart, and it is from the Primitive Hair, and it's called Cornwall Cornwall and, I don't know. I feel like it should have something else there, but it just says Cornwall and. And this is, it's 30 count linen, and this is what it looks like. So the sand and the sky. Perfect. Oh, it's Cornwall. It's not Cornwall and. That one thing is an S. I'm looking at the chart right now. So it's Cornwall sand. 30 count linen. Okay. So those go together. Next up is from Una Buena Pieza, Cross Stitch Fantasy Garden. As I think this is a good one for my nieces. Look how fun that is. This is I think this is my favorite one. I can't wait to start this, and I plan on starting it very soon. This is from Primitive Hair, and this is Never Ending. Stitching is a never ending story, and it has Falcor on there. This was my hands down favorite movie whenever I was a little kid. And when I saw this, I was so excited. So I'm thrilled to do that one. And most of it calls for 1 week style works, and then DMC. I'll be on, I've been having a lot of issues with week style works. I just feel like they're fraying really easy, and you just don't get very much. Like, I think it's only 5 yards instead of like the typical 8. So I'm probably going to use, the parchment is, I think, what Falcor, the color that he is. I think I'm going to do a substitute, probably with some kind of, I don't know, Gentle Arts maybe. All right, from Jed X Stitch, I gotta say, I am absolutely loving Jed X Stitch. I have yet, these are my first charts from her, and I think the first one I'm gonna do is this one. So it's circle, circle, dot, dot. I just love her color choices. They're so bright, and I think her stuff is so whimsical, and I absolutely adore it. I haven't decided if I'm going to do this one completely as charted, or if I'm going to fill it. I'm going to initially do it that way, and then decide if I want to fill in some of the other stuff with additional colors. It's almost like a coloring book. It's just so fun. I think it's gorgeous. So I got this one from Jed X Stitch, and this one, it's all DMC, and it's only 2, 3, 4. It only calls for 10 colors. 5,956 stitches, so it's not overly large, but I just think this is so fun. From Floss Abilities, I got the Nautical Pillow. I know for sure I'm going to do a conversion on this one, but it has, you know, it has my whales, it has the octopus, my 2 favorite things. There's a good mermaid on here. So I felt like I needed to get this one. I think it's pretty. All right, from Serenita di Campagna, which the Cecilia Vota is the designer. So I got this one. I just think she's adorable. And then what I would consider a companion piece to that, Midnight. Isn't he adorable? So I thought that those were fun. From Dirty Annie's, Support Your Local Murder. I'm going to do a conversion, and I'm going to make this a Ode to Wednesday, the show. And I think I'm going to, I don't know. I'm not 100. I know what colors I want to do. I haven't decided if I want to change up any of the wording yet to be more Wednesday-esque, but this whole second season, there's a big storyline around crows. So when I saw this, I was like, I need to do that as an Ode to Wednesday. So I think it's super pretty. All right, another from Floss Abilities. I got Chalet in the Snow. My niece saw this one. She said, oh, it's the Northern Lights. So I'm going to do this one for her. Probably for Christmas next year, maybe. Or possibly her birthday. We'll see. a Gothic Halloween from Annabella's Needle Art. And this one's 4 designs. I really got it because I love that house. But all the other charts are really good too. I mean, that's a good lady. So I think these are very pretty. She had quite a few that were like the 4 charts included. And they're not huge. Let's see. The Haunted House, which is the biggest one, is 80 by 112. And then the smalls are 64 by 64. So not a really huge. All right, I got a long dog. This one is Latitude, and it is 303 by 332. I just think that's so, I love long dogs. I started one. I have several of them. I have one started, and I'm not very far on it, but I'm excited to get further into them. All right, from Siren Stitchworks. I love this designer also. This is 5 Fathom Fantasy. And you know how to get it because there's an octopus and there's a whale, which I love. Isn't that pretty? I've got a few from them. I don't have anything in order, as you can see. All right, from My Big Toe, I have God of All Comfort. I really liked the saying one here, which is 2 Corinthians 1, 3 through 4. Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of all mercies and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our afflictions, so that we may be able to comfort those in any affliction with the comfort with which we ourselves receive from God. Very pretty, very vintage looking. All right, from Kathy Barrick, I got Baltimore Album Quilt. This is a different kind of sampler. So this is all nautical signs. And it already has my initials on it, so I don't even have to change it. It has a TR right here. I'll just have to change the year. So look, there's my initials already, and I just have to change the year. But I thought this one was really different and pretty. This one's 237 by 257, so it's on the little bigger side. From Finally a Farm Girl. Oops, this one's messed up a little bit. Sleepy Hollow sampler. I think this is so pretty. So fun. When I used to spend the night at my Aunt Sherry's house whenever I was little, she had this big giant Disney book that had stories in it. And Ichabod Crane was one of the stories. So I have a special place in my heart for Sleepy Hollow and Ichabod Crane. So this will be like an ode to my Aunt Sherry. These are my first charts I've ever gotten from Glendon Place. So this one is Phantom Plantation. Isn't that cute? I love the spider web in there. And this, is that a vulture or a dodo? I don't know. That's fun. And look at this, like, sea monster down there. It's a great house. I think this is super fun. So I'm excited to finally do a Glendon Place. I always see over on GaRon Stitchery, they do a lot of Glendon Places over there. Okay, another Glendon Place. This one is Comes to Dispel. And I just love that witch. I think she's perfection. And I mean, look at that cat. I absolutely adore her sock tight things there. I love that she's green. I love her nose. I love the hat. I love the spider web. This is just so good. So pretty. I think it might call for, it does call for a button pack, which, oh, you know, okay. Oh, I must have got, okay. This is the button pack that was for some reason inside of the, it was inside of that fabric from Primitive Hair. So this is the button pack for this one here. And I don't know the best way to show that. So okay, I'm excited. I have the button pack. I was really confused when I saw that button pack in the fabric. Put that in there so I know what goes with it. Okay, some more from Jet X Stitch. I love this one. Hers were some of my favorite this time. It's like she hits all of my favorite things. So this one's Aviary. I love birds, and God, I love dragons. And look, there's a dragon. So pretty. I might do a conversion on this one. At least a partial conversion. We'll see. And this one is 160 by 208. 13,706 stitches. And then her two, I think these were her two best sellers. First is Blueberry J, which is just so gorgeous. I think I'm probably going to do these exactly as charted. I mean, her colors. I really would like to get the floss packs from Roxy Floss. I love Roxy Floss. Just so upset with the stinking tariffs. Ugh, not their fault. I'm upset that we have done this in America. Anyway. And then Cherry Magpie, which is the one that, I think this one was out first. And the Blueberry J is the companion piece for this. I mean, those colors, come on. Those colors are gorgeous. Jessica Does, I love you. And she has another one she's in the process of designing right now, and she put up a sample, like what she's done of it so far, on her Instagram page, and it is amazing. It is so like medieval tapestry. I love it so much, and I cannot wait until she releases it. I think it's going to be one of her Nashville releases, but don't quote me on that because I don't know that for sure. All right, this one's from Yasmin Made with Love, and this is Absidarian in red. I'll be doing a conversion to not monochrome. Isn't that pretty though? I think it's so beautiful. This one's 219 by 219. Gorgeous. I mean, how do I even pick what to do? Oh God, there were so, you know, and I went into this market thinking, I'm not going to get that much. I'm really going to be picky about what I get. This was being picky. These are so beautiful. All right, then another one from Yasmin Made with Love. And this one I'm going to be doing, you know, it's not going to be monochrome either. So this is Gothic Bat. And this one's 161 by 161. I just think it's so pretty. I mean, look at the spiders. Look at the moons. That is gorgeous. Another amazing designer that's being affected by these tariffs. All right, next up is from Cherry Hill Stitchery. This is Ember, the Flower Witch. I just think she's adorbs. She's 100 by 112. Primarily DMC with the classic colorworks, and then 2 weeks dye works, which, like I said, I'm gonna probably substitute. Like I said, I'm not loving the weeks dye works right now. All right, another from Primitive Hair. This is The Visit. Isn't that gorgeous? And she is 117 by 140. Here's a closer picture of her. All right, another from Siren Stitchworks. This one is Dare Be Brave. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my gosh. Look at that sun. There are so many little motifs in here that are just amazing. There's a hot air balloon. Like corn stalks, I think. There's the top of a house there. Look, there's a sea dragon boat. Viking boat? Is that what you would call it? a castle. I mean, come on. Oh, beautiful. How big is this one? 274 by 299. All right, this is my, oh, I just put my foot on my current work in progress. Okay, this is my last market. My last market one. So this one is another Siren Stitchworks, and this one's called Defiance. And again, so good. Look at that. Oh man, I cannot wait to do these. Absolutely beautiful. And this one is, whoa, this one's a big one. This one's 361 by 402. All right. This one has French knots in it, which I will not be doing. Typically, with French knots, I use beads because I just, doesn't matter what tutorial I watch, I cannot get a French knot to save my life. Okay, that's my market haul. Then I have 4 more charts. So 123 Stitch was having a sale on the Reflet Display. I have no idea if that's actually how you say it, but I have been, Colin over at Stitchpocalypse has been talking about this designer, and when I saw they were on sale, I was like, I mean, they just have some absolutely gorgeous designs. So I got 3. The first one is the Woolworks Sampler, and I think they're just so different. This one is 210 by 236. Germaine Blanche 1809, and I don't know that I want to stitch that border, so I think I might pull out the different like motifs and do little pillows maybe for each one. I don't know. I think these are so pretty. Look at that horse. Oh, so gorgeous. So I might do that. I just don't know. I mean, it's a pretty detailed, I just think I'll get bored doing the border, to be perfectly honest. So we'll see on that. Félicité Monceau, 1841. And another gorge. Gorge. So this, it's another big border, but it's not, I don't think it's as bad. Isn't that pretty? No, I didn't realize, I thought that I was going to get the stitch, that Virgin Mary, but it's actually like a, like this gets stuck on there and ironed on, I guess. So, even though I wanted to stitch her, apparently that's not, and I looked, it's not like an option to stitch her either. But look, I mean, come on. Look at that, those church steeples. So these will be my first Reflet Displays. And then the last piece of haul I have, you know, all that wasn't enough, is from Cottage Garden Samplings, and it is Midnight Drift. It's a good witch. You know, I love a good witch. And look at that moon. Oh, yeah. I am partial to green witches. All right, that is all of my haul. So let me clean this up real quick, and then we will, oh, I also got, sorry, one more thing, my Just Cross Stitch Christmas also came in. There's lots of flip throughs online. My go-to to watch flip throughs is Laura from Stitching by the Shore. So if you would like to see this, if you don't know what's in it and you aren't sure if you're gonna purchase this, I haven't seen her put it up yet, but I'm sure she will be soon. All right, let me clean up, and then I will be back and we will do our little learning piece. Okay, we're back. So let's do our learning segment. So I have 2 things to share with you today. The first is from Sampler Motifs and Symbolism, this book right here. Samplers are my favorite thing, I'll be honest. And I get like, when I love something, I end up down this major rabbit hole, and I love samplers so much. So I want to know everything there is to know about samplers. So I thought I would each time share what some of the motifs or things that from samplers, what they actually mean. So we are going to start with A, and today we're going to talk about the acanthus bands, which are bands that look like this. Now, I never think about the bands actually having meaning, to be honest, but this does. So, acanthus mollis, overcoming life's trials because of its thorns and vigorous growth. It is a prickly herb of the Mediterranean region. It is found in architecture on the capitals of columns. So isn't that interesting? Overcoming life's trials because of its thorns and vigorous growths. And then we'll do one more. So the acorn band. This stands for strength, prosperity, the power of spiritual growth from truth, the British Royal Stewards. And that is the acorn band. All right. And then I got this book of poetry, and it's called The Very Stuff, Poems on Color, Thread, and the Habits of Women. And each poem is actually based on a different DMC color. So we're going to start with 816, and it's called The Place Where the Colors Are Made. Someday I will see the place where the colors are made, the place of my joy. There will be stairs leading up, wide marble stairs, and there will be a room, vast and vaulted and inspiring. And there will be music, 100 strings under the baton of Carmen Dragon. And there will be dancers, 100 blondes gowned by Jean Louis, whooshing between pillars and pastel chiffon. This place is it, huge, bubbling cauldrons of color, in which innocent cotton is transformed to gaudy hues, to scarlet and fuchsia, to purple and gold, to greens that bite your eyes and blues that lead you on until you think the world will never end. Oh, this is it, the place where all your dreams come true, where nothing is as it was and everything develops the potential of what it can be. Here is the stuff of change, the very stuff, and you can take it home and hold it in your hands. No paint will do. No paint will ever come close. When you can stitch your lover a heart of ruby red and say, this is the color and the texture of my love for you. Yes, this is the place where the colors are made. This is the place of joy. And what I should have said was, the author actually got to go and visit the DMC, where DMC is made and died and everything. So I think that this was all inspired by his visit to the DMC plant. All right, next up, we are going to do my next shelf tour. So this is shelf number 4. It's top left. So I'm going to insert a picture of what it looks like, typically right here. And this is my critical race theory shelf. So we're going to go over the books in a second, but first I'll show you the ephemera like I always do. All right, so starting out, we have, oh my gosh, does this need, whoo, that needs dusted. Poor Dwight. His head was like a dusty, dusty, dusty thing. So this is my Dwight Schrute bobblehead. Dwight from The Office, in case you didn't know, American version. I mean, look at the dust on there. Oh God. Gonna have to dust before it goes back up. This candle was a gift from one of my coworkers at Christmas. So this was Wicks for Wags, Candles for a Cause. And so the proceeds from this candle went to charity. Candles really bother me. So I typically don't burn them, but I like to have them around for whatever reason. So got that. And the smell of this is gingerbread house, and it's natural soy, cotton wick, reusable glass jar, vegan, eco-friendly, and phthalate free. Lovely. All right, I have this mug. This was one of my grandmother's mugs. She collected monkeys, so I kept this one after she passed. Let the chimps fall where they may, is what it says. So this is in ode to her. I have The Golden Girls, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And my daughter still likes it whenever I read this to her on Christmas Eve. It's a cute little book. I have, this was a book of the month, came in one of the book of the month things. It's for being a member for so long, this little pig. So he just lives up there. All right, I have this cross stitch that I did. Of course, I can't remember who it was by, but I think she's adorable. I want to say, I don't even want to guess. Maybe Finally a Farm Girl? I totally don't remember. Oh, I think I still have the charts. So I'll put the name of whoever the designer is up here and what the chart's called. But isn't it cute? And just finished it on a piece of like a resin ornament I had found in at the Hobby Lobby with some, I think this was from Lady.Creates. Yeah. And I know it's Halloween, but I leave it out all year. Then I have Office Funko pins. So they are actually pins that you can put on something. So they have the pin, but they also have this. So I have mine stand up like that. So I've got Dwight, Pam, Michael, and Jim. There we go. As you can see, I love The Office. I have my Soft Kitty mug from Big Bang Theory. That was a gift I had gotten at work one year. Maybe it's my sister-in-law. Actually, I think my sister-in-law got me this one for Christmas. And then inside of that lives this little mermaid that my niece made me. She got this. She sewed this. My Ava Grace. Look how cute that is. So it just lives in my mug like that. And we've got Santa Snoop. Santa Snoop bobblehead. Love me some Snoop. He's an American treasure. I love him so much. And finally, I have a cup of coffee and catch your breath. I just knocked stuff over. Oh no. I'll have to fix that. Okay. This is from the Fish Song Fee, which is one of my favorites. My husband got me this. And then in here lives some an obituary, my grandfather's obituaries in here, and in loving memory of my aunt, his sister, my Aunt Dorothy. And then this was the for the 50th anniversary of the best priest ever, Father Ed. This was that's for him. He's gone. He's no longer with us. But he was amazing. All right, so that is all of the ephemera that lives on that shelf. And then, so let's look at the books. So this, like I said, this is like my critical race theory shelf. There are both fiction and nonfiction on here. The Vanishing Half from Britt Bennett. Absolutely loved this book. It was 5 stars. Highly, highly recommend. I was surprised so many times in this book. I kept going, I mean, it was like, oh, what? The whole time I was reading it. So, highly recommend this one. Yellow Wife from Sadiqa Johnson. This is fiction, but it's based off of you know how they have those history markers around places. So it's actually based on a history marker that she had seen. Where was she? She explains it in here. In Richmond, Virginia. Inspired by the story of Mary Lumpkin in Lumpkin's jail in Richmond, Virginia. This is amazing. This is a very hard to read book, but it's phenomenal. Another 5 star. I have from Jesmyn Ward, Let Us Descend. This one was so good that I listened to it and then said I need to have that on my shelf, and I went ahead and purchased it to have it for my shelf. So this was one that I was able to get through book of the month. So this one is replete with transcendent love a journey from the rice fields of the Carolinas to the slave markets of New Orleans and into the fearsome heart of the Louisiana sugar plantation. It is such a beautiful story. So it is about a slave who's sold by her slave master, who also happens to be her father. So her father had impregnated one of the slaves, and that's how she came to be. It's amazing. Miracle of a book inscribes Black American grief and joy into the very land, the rich but unforgiving forests, swamps, and rivers of the American South. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Highly, highly recommend this one. All right, this one I have not read yet. This one's The Deep by Rivers Solomon with David Diggs, William Hudson, and Jonathan Snipes. So this one's, Yetu holds the memories for her people, the Wanjamru, descendants of pregnant African slave women thrown overboard by slave owners, live idyllic lives in the deep. Their past, too painful to be remembered regularly, is forgotten by everyone save one. The memories, harrowing and wonderful, traumatic and terrible, are destroying Yetu, and so she flees to the surface, escaping her expectations and responsibilities, and discovers a world the Wanjamru left behind long ago. Inspired by the hit song by Clipping, comprised of David Diggs, William Hudson, and Jonathan Snipes, The Deep will resonate long after the last page is turned. Bought this one a while ago, so I need to read that one still. Grown from Tiffany D. Jackson. This book is so good. So this one is loosely based on the R. Kelly scandal. One young lady's what the experience of one young lady who went through that could have been like. It's excellent. I highly recommend this. Angie Thomas. Absolutely adore these books. So I have The Hate You Give, which is the first one. On the Come Up, book 2. And then Concrete Rose, which is actually the prequel to The Hate You Give. These are so good. They are young adult books, and where they take place really reminds me of the town that's like, I'm technically in that, I live where the town's name, but it's actually, my mailing address is in that town, but it's actually like the town over. It just reminds me so much of that, and they're so good. I feel like everybody should have to read these whenever they're in high school. I did see the movie, The Hate You Give, the movie. It was also very, very good. You know, it was one of those that was actually pretty happy with the adaptation. From Deshawn Charles Winslow, this is In West Mills, and you will get to know these characters. You will get to love these characters. It follows them through time. I adored this book. And so then I also got Decent People, which was the author's next book. I haven't read this one yet, but definitely want to soon. And this one, he won an award for this. What was it? I feel like maybe this was his thesis or something. It was excellent. I love this book so much. So I'm anxious to see what another one from him is like. The Brave from James Byrd. This is actually a Native American novel about a young Native American boy. There's some controversy around this one. I think because of the author, possibly. But this was excellent. I read this for one of my book clubs. No, this was for middle grade March one year. And it was very enjoyable. I like this one a lot. I Am Not Your Enemy from Michael T. McRae. This is nonfiction. I have not read this one yet. Violent stories surround us, brutal beginnings, horror-filled middles, despair-inducing endings. We need better stories. Stories forged in the furnace of conflict, narratives that kindle compassion and ignite hope. In I Am Not Your Enemy, we visit divided regions of the world and interview activists, peace builders, former combatants, and clergy members about their personal stories of conflict, justice, and reconciliation. Hear from grieving parents who comfort each other across enemy lines, a woman who meets her father's killer, and a man who uses theater to counter the oppression of his people. Wait, maybe I did I read this one already? now that I read the description, the book doesn't look like it's been read yet. I don't think I read it yet. Yeah, I don't think I did. I think there was another book that was similar to this that I did read. I haven't read that one yet. The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide. This is White Rage from Carol Anderson. Nonfiction. This one I have not read yet. A sobering primer on the myriad ways African American resilience and triumph over enslavement, Jim Crow, and intolerance have been relentlessly defied by the very institutions entrusted to uphold our democracy. So this is on my TBR. And this is another one I have not gotten to yet. Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria? And Other Conversations About Race by Beverly Daniel Tatum. Walk into any racially mixed high school and you will see Black, white, and Latinx youth clustered in their own groups. Is this self-segregation a problem to address or a coping strategy we should support? How can we get past our reluctance to discuss racial issues? So that one. Then the last four I have read. First one's Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man from Emmanuel Aiko. Saw him initially on his YouTube channel, and he is just so good. So this was an excellent book. And I admire what he's doing. This is the introduction. Dear white friends, country persons, welcome. Pull up a chair. Consider this book an invitation to the table. It's a special table, but don't worry. This isn't one of those uptight, where's your VIP reservation places. Rather, come as you are, joint for my white brothers and sisters and anyone else inclined to join us. The room where the table sits is a safe space, by which I mean a space to learn things you've always wondered about, a place where questions you may have been afraid to ask get answered. For all of you who lack an honest Black friend in your life, consider me that friend. Very good. You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey from Amber Ruffian and Lacey Lamar. God, this one, it's so funny, but it's like, you have to laugh because otherwise you would cry. The stuff that people say to Black women can be absolutely ridiculous. And the things they do to them. Yeah, crazy stories about racism. I adored this book. Highly, highly recommend it. You'll go, are you kidding? I mean, you're laughing, but you're also going, you have got to be kidding me. How is that true? And it is true. This is the best book on critical race theory. I think everyone should read this. It's Stamped from the Beginning from Ibram X. Kendi. I mean, this is my, look at all my tabbies. It is so good. This is like the quintessential primer, I feel like, to critical race theory. It's also been turned into a movie. I have not seen the movie yet. I think Netflix, but it's a commitment and it is worth every second you spend reading this. So highly, highly recommend. Then last is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent from Isabel Wilkinson. And this one talks about the caste system in India and how we actually have a caste system in the United States also. And this is another really, really good book. Read this with my bestie Jackie. We kind of had like a little two-person book club going for a while. And so this was, we kind of broke this one up into pieces, read it, got together, discussed, and it is excellent. So those are my critical race theory books. If I just talked about it, like any of the ones I've read, they're just so good. That's why I still have them on my shelves. I only keep books that are like 5 stars excellent, or ones I haven't read yet. Most of these I have read. So that's my shelf. That's my shelf spotlight. Last thing, I have 2 books I finished to talk about, and then one that I just purchased and I'm excited about. So the first one, Surviving Savannah from Patty Callahan. She is a narrative fiction writer, and this one was about the sinking of, I can't think of what it was called now. they literally talk about it through the entire book, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was the Titanic of Savannah, I think is what they called it. It was a major sinking of a massive boat, and it was very similar to the Titanic in the sense that there was like 4 lifeboats, 2 of which weren't even usable. But it's a narrative fiction, so it uses that as the jumping off point, and there was a lot of history in there. And then it's dual timeline. It goes back and forth telling you the story about some of the people that were on the ship, and then today they found the ship. In the book, what happens is they find it had been missing. The ship had been missing, and they finally find it in the ocean, and they're bringing it up. And then there's a woman who's going to curate a museum exhibit about it, and it was good. I've read 2 other books from her. Those were 5 stars. This one I would say is a 3-star. It was good. I just of the 2 storylines, like, I really enjoyed the present day storyline more, and the past storyline, I felt like it became very repetitive, but it was really good. If you like narrative fiction, I highly recommend reading that one. Then the other one that I finished is Play Nice from Rachel Harrison. I had read a 5-star book from her, which was Black Sheep. That was excellent. And so I was excited to read this one because it's a haunted house story. I love haunted houses. And I ended up giving this one 3 stars also. It was enjoyable to read. Like, I couldn't wait to pick it back up. The ending can make or break a book for me, though. So this one was like going along 5 stars, but the ending, you had to really sustain belief a lot for the ending. And I didn't love the ending. So the ending took it from a 5-star down to a 3-star for me. So if you like haunted house books, though, I think you would enjoy this one. And then I purchased Alchemy of Secrets from Stephanie Garber. I love Stephanie Garber. So she had the Caraval series. I've read all of those. And then she has like the trilogy that follows up to the, what was it called? Where the heck is this? Oh. There's a trilogy that follows up the Caraval trilogy that still has the same characters in it. This is, however, her first adult novel. The other ones were young adult. So this is her first adult novel, and it sounds like so much fun. It says The Hunger Games meets The Night Circus. Love The Hunger Games. Night Circus is my absolute favorite book of all time. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one. Shimmering with magic, a dazzling mix of mystery, romance, and magic. Impressive, original, wondrous, an explosively rich fairy tale. Gorgeously written, heart-pounding, like stepping into a living dream. A sugar-crusted, poison-spiked romp. Mesmerizing. I mean, those are some good blurbs there. So it says, it starts with a class in an old movie theater. Folklore 517. Local legends and urban myths taught by a woman called the Professor. Most students believe the Professor's stories are just fiction. But Holland St. James has always been convinced that magic is real. When she tracks down a local legend named the Watchman, who can supposedly tell you when you'll die, the world finally makes sense. Except that the Watchman tells her she will die at midnight tomorrow unless she finds an ancient object called the alchemical heart. With the clock ticking, Holland is pulled deeper into this magical world in the heart of Los Angeles, and into the path of a magnetic stranger. Everything about him feels like a bad idea, but he promises Holland that her sister sent him to protect her. As they chase clues and stories that take them closer to the alchemical heart, Holland realizes everyone in the intoxicating new world is lying to her, even the stranger. And if she can't figure out whom to trust, not even the alchemical heart will save her. Also sounds very much like The Starless Sea, which is also Erin Morgenstern. I love both of those books. So, yeah, excited for this one. I think that's it. Sorry, this is a long one. If you stuck with me through this, thank you. I really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you would like to adopt that chart from Little Robin Design, use the word Robin down in the comments, and I will send you the charts, the fabric, and the started chart, started pattern, started piece. If you would like to find me anywhere else, you know, Instagram, Pinterest, Goodreads, anything like that, everything is down below in the description down there. If you want to email me, that's down there. The link to my Amazon affiliate link is down there. And yeah, so, all right. That's all. I've taken enough of your time. All right, guys, I will catch you later. Bye.